What up, you guys? How you guys doing? So as you can see from the title of the video, this video is about a dude who woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning to find a 14-year-old kid standing in his front yard. I don't know exactly what happened because the entire story hasn't come out yet, but this is a 14-year-old kid. He's up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and this dude thinks that he's a thief, so he shoots him in the head. Let's check out the video. I'll come back to you. We'll talk about it.
A 14-year-old boy is listed in critical condition tonight after being shot in the head by a Marigny homeowner. Now that homeowner faces an attempted second-degree murder charge. Tanya Dahl spoke with neighbors tonight in a story that's all new at 10 o'clock.
I think it's a terrible situation. I know Merritt very well. He's a very good friend, and it's a very, very sad.
Around 2 this morning, the NOPD says a 14-year-old boy ended up shot in the head, allegedly standing in 33-year-old Merritt Landry's yard. Police say the Marigny homeowner spotted the teen by his car. A neighbor with security cameras mounted on his property right here at Mandeville and Dauphine says the 14-year-old scaled his neighbor's fence right across the street.
8 minutes after that, police cars pull up.
Charles Hazuri is Landry's neighbor. He says he's the owner of those surveillance cameras that allegedly captured 3 events between 9:40 p.m. last night and 2 o'clock this morning. He says several people were riding by on bikes, checking out homes and parked cars. Hazuri won't share the video with us, but says he's giving copies to police and Landry's attorneys. He adds his friend felt threatened before pulling the trigger.
All I know is that Merritt had told his family, or that he had said freeze, and it looked like the guy was turned at him, like he had his hand on his hip, but who knows.
Police aren't saying if the teen was armed or if there was an argument between the 14-year-old and Landry. With the teen in critical condition, Loyola law professor Dane Cialino says it's hard to tell what will happen when this case makes it to court. Cialino says the outcome will also depend on if the 14-year-old survives.
Somebody is breaking into my car, I can use force that's reasonable and necessary to prevent the trespass to my automobile. But if my force causes the person to die, it becomes much more difficult to use defensive property.
Meg Marina lives a couple doors down from this morning's shooting. She says more needs to be done to stop the crime and violence.
I think that anything that we can do to make the neighborhood safer for anyone, whether you're 14 or 32, I would be just really looking for solutions and how to make this neighborhood safer for everybody.
Tanya Dahl, Eyewitness News.
Merritt Landry works for the city of New Orleans as a building inspector. The city says he's been placed on emergency suspension without pay, pending the outcome of this case. Attorneys for Landry released this statement late tonight, quote, "This incident is terrible, and Mr. Landry feels terrible about how things have occurred. Nevertheless, we remain convinced our client has done nothing wrong, and we are sure, as facts come to light, it'll become clear that Mr. Landry will be fully exonerated of any wrongdoing."
Now, the first thing that crossed my mind when I seen this story, of course, I thought about the kid who got shot in the head. But the first thing that I thought about when I seen this story is, why the hell is a 14-year-old kid doing up at 2 o'clock in the morning outside? Seriously, if you walk out the house at 2 o'clock in the morning and there's some dude standing in your yard hanging around your cars, you don't know what the hell he's up to, especially in this economy. You don't know that he's 14 when you look out of your window at night, depending on the lighting that's going on in your driveway, in your yard. Most of them are fucking dark. Most people just have the porch light, and then you have the street lights. And depending on where the porch light and the street lights is, you can't see this person. Only thing that you might be able to see is the shadow, and you definitely don't know if they have a weapon. So a lot of people will use deadly force. That's why you shouldn't be in someone's yard fucking around at 2 o'clock in the morning. Period. There's no excuse for that. And I've seen a lot of people posting this shit and calling it another Trayvon case. No, this is different. This is absolutely different. This is a kid that was in someone's yard. He was in someone's yard. This case right here, this guy shouldn't have been charged. I would be okay with this guy not being charged, because I don't know how I would have reacted in this case. Now, there were a couple people who posted this on Facebook, and they actually are comparing this case to the Trayvon Martin case. And I'm going to tell you, this is 120% different. I would be okay if this dude wasn't charged. That is his own personal property. He walked out and saw a stranger in his yard. Now, I don't know what type of confrontation they had. Nobody knows because there's no evidence of it. But if I walked out into my yard and there was a stranger there, I would feel some kind of way. I would probably go in my house and come out with my AR-15 and try to get him the fuck off. Now, I don't know about shooting him, because normally if I put the big AR-15 in your face, you don't flee. That's normally how it works. But you never know. You do not know. People come with their shoulda, woulda, coulda. You don't know. And you won't know until you're forced and you're facing that situation. This is a dangerous world we live in. Killers are getting younger and younger by the day. There are kids out here 13 years old right now that have murdered people. Look at Chicago. There is no age on murder anymore. 12-year-old kids are packing pistols. They're getting into this life early because the parents are not intervening at all. They're allowing their kids to roam around the neighborhood at 2 o'clock in the morning. The family has to stop this. No piece of legislation is going to stop this. You're not going to legislate this shit. This has to start in the family. This has to start with the way that we're handling things at home. You can repeal the stand your ground law all you want to repeal it. This will still happen. I guarantee you. Now, it might be a change in the way that people are convicted and whatever, but people will still protect themselves. I don't give a damn what law it is. Anyway, that is my thoughts on the matter. You guys go ahead and let me know how you feel. Until next time. Peace.